Actually came first in January 1989, and it's been quite a run, very interesting and exciting.
You're almost 64. You're just past 64 this week, your birthday. Tell us, how does it feel still doing this at an old age? You're very fit, you're very energetic, you're very passionate. Is it something you're going to continue until the day you die?
Absolutely. I didn't even know I was 64, you know. I thought I was 16, you know. Don't I look sweet 16 and never been kissed? You know? No, time and birthdays absolutely means nothing to me, and all that counts is my heart still feels young, and I'm going to keep going as long as I keep going.
You're working in a beautiful environment. Here we are in the hall of the Hong Island in Phang Nga Bay, visited by so many tourists on sea canoes now. What you started has blown up into a huge industry. Do you think it's overdeveloped? There are too many?
Well, probably, but I think that the most important thing is we have to have standards and awareness, and the people that go into kayaking should be kayakers, not just some businessman that thinks it's a cool way to make money. I think that we could handle the load if people were properly briefed when they were coming out here, and they knew not to have a party in the lagoons. You know, we're coming here to appreciate and protect perfect nature. I think that it would be nice to see some standards with the guides. They should at least know how to hold a paddle. But on the other side, a conservative estimate since I've started, just in Phuket alone, is about 20 billion baht has come into Phuket from the sea canoeing industry. It's really sea kayaking, by the way, and that's definitely a good thing. You know, it's nice to help put Phuket on the map. Nice to see people say they're coming to Phuket because they want to go on our trip, and it's a good thing to see prosperity. I love to see prosperity in the developing world, and so that's a good thing. But on the downside, I think we could do a lot more to appreciate and protect the nature.
It's getting pretty dark here, but you've taken us to another really dark place, a bat cave. You must have explored so many caves. I mean, you know them in and out. Even if you were blind, I think you'd still find your way around, wouldn't you?
Well, I rarely use a light in one because I'm always giving my light to the guides anyway, you know. So I've gone through these caves enough that I can go in them in a hard shell kayak. I think that most folks should go in the inflatables with a guide that knows how to paddle. They can be quite dangerous, but it's...
What's the main danger? Is it when the tide is rising, the water rising, and people get trapped, or is it from the sharp shells on the rock?
Oh yeah, I think it's more the complexity of the cave, the sharp shells. It's sure you could get trapped inside, and once I did save 38 people that were trapped in a cave that would have been underwater in about 15 minutes. But I think the biggest problem is all the oyster shells and the sharp rocks and everything like that. It really, navigating in the caves is really for somebody who knows what they're doing.
What about some of the things that some tourists do, like feeding the monkeys with bananas or feeding the fish? Is this really, it's not really a good idea, is it?
No, not at all. I just go nuts when I see people feeding the monkeys. There are no bananas growing on any of these limestone. I just go nuts when I see people feeding the monkeys. There are no bananas on these limestone islands. It's an unnatural diet for them. A lot of times the monkeys will get in a fight, and one will get its arm broken. That's a death sentence. It's going to die a slow, painful death because somebody threw a banana up on the wall and the monkeys fought over it and somebody broke their arm.
Is this perhaps why we're not seeing so much wildlife? Have you noticed a trend? Is there less natural wildlife?
Well, this island, this is Koh Hong. It's one of the two islands that's frequented so much by the canoeing companies. And about 10 years ago, there used to be 500 monkeys on this island. But they just got so tired of the noise and the high volume. One day they just swam over to the other island and they said goodbye. We're tired of it. They could get off. On Koh Phanok, it's so big There's probably about 900 monkeys there. I'd say about 30 families over there. And sometimes they come down. Yesterday, we had a beautiful sighting. Nobody was feeding them. Basically, I talked to them, and they came down to say hello. One of their relatives, of course.
There used to be a lot of monitor lizards as well, and even crocodiles, you said once. But...
Yeah. Well, the crocodiles were all hunted out before I got here. But you never know. There's one still left here. They're still way up in the back of the mangroves up by Phang Nga town. But we should be here. The whole concept of sustainable tourism and ecotourism is to protect and appreciate a spot, and we should be here enhancing the place instead of destroying it.
But there's still a lot of bird nest farming, and obviously shrimp farming on the mainland, but bird nest farming in particular. Is that good for the environment, taking away the nests of natural birds? Well,
if it's done right, it could be okay, but it's rarely done right. What happens is a contract gets in the way, and if they waited until the babies were grown and flew away and then they went back and took out a bird's nest, I really don't have much to complain about that. But sometimes they'll go in and they'll just chop off the bird's nest, and the babies fall in the sea and drown, and there'll be a sea of babies. But I'm hoping that those days are over now.